Hi, good morning, everyone. So, today we are going to talk about how aerospace and defense engineering software license concurrency can be stopped by optimizing using OpenLM as a tool. I am Mohan Das. I work as an implementation consultant over here at OpenLM, and I specialize in the domain of aerospace, defense, and automobile sectors. So, let's get ahead with it. Why software management is a mission critical for the aerospace and defense oriented companies. The main is the problem and how it impacts the organization. Usually, firms spend more than 10 millions annually on specialized engineering software licenses for their R&D and engineering teams. However, the problem of transparency and visibility on an organization level makes 25 to 40% of those engineering licenses being in the shelf that we call as a shelf. They remain idle at any given amount of time, and they're not even utilized at all. Second, the large R&D divisions manage hundreds of different applications. So it's not difficult for it's not pretty much difficult for an engineer to just get 1 or 2 hours of license because there are thousands of engineers and only hundreds of applications. So they get denials. There is huge inefficiency because of the crisis of license denial. 70% of the firms face vendor audits, where the trust-based licenses like Bentley, Autodesk, they come with huge financial and reputational risk for non-compliance from the geological, and from the compliance point of view. Now I will make you understand how OpenLM will help you solve these particular problems. First is a real-time usage tracking, where our components will sit on the workstation and the licenses to give you an end-to-end transparency of how the application is getting used, when they're getting used, and how they're getting utilized at any given point of time. Secure and offline ready. We prefer an airlocked environment for the deployment of our OpenLM tools or components so that they're completely in-house, they're completely on-premise, and always go ahead with the security compliances and helps the organization to have a tight lock security over their data, even while having all the transparency and visibility they need. We have a proven return on investment globally. We have worked with the aerospace and automobile giants in regions like Europe, America, India, Asia Pacific, Australia, and Middle East. We have a compliance focused analytics that helps the teams, the management to have a business informed decisions based on when to procure, what to procure, and why they should not procure. That saves a huge lot of engineering budgets that can be utilized elsewhere, building teams, making projects that will give you a edge over others in the market. Now, from speaking from the point of view of the engineering applications that we support, from designing to simulation to CFD to optimization to modeling, we support 95 plus license managers and vendors and 155 plus vendors. You can say we are vendor agnostic. Our model is based on the users, the platform, the environment, but it's not dependent on the vendors or the softwares. If you have a license manager that we support, we will support n number of application under those license managers. So here is some example of the software, the vendor, and the industry segment they have been used and how OpenLM supports them. Among those, ANSYS, AutoCAD, Siemens, CATIA, MATLAB, Altair, HyperWorks, Abacus, these are major software tools that are in use. And other than that, we support n number of other specialized engineering licenses as well. Now, coming to the other point, how we are guaranteeing you to give you an ROI based on our product. The main things comes as the real-time license analytics that we provide. The license usage report and denials reporting is just one of them. Other than that, we provide n number of reports from compliance control to denial monitoring to usage to historical reports to percentage utilization to the usage by hour, usage by groups, usage by department. and n number of reports. We have every details available in our website. However, just to give you an idea of how we provide, here is an example of two particular reports that I want to showcase. First is a license usage report. License usage report gives you a percentage of hour-wise concurrent usage, where you'll have the shift-wise usage of your particular feature or software or license that has been utilized by a department and when they have been using it for a particular span of day, which hours they have been active, when they're not active with the license at all, so that you can, with informed decision on how to reallocate those particular licenses across your organization based on that shift-wise usage. That helps you save a huge load of money if you're working in different geological locations and having a same license server where the users are pulling it from. So that helps you in the geological compliance as well. It helps you in time management and the control over the license. Other one is a maximum concurrent usage and the available licenses. That gives you an idea of, let's say you have 40 license of Katia purchased. However, your organization people or the R&D teams have been only using concurrently 30 licenses for the last period of last 360 days. So you have not been using the other four licenses at the same time at all. That will help you understand if you want to have an additional team coming in as a part of the R&D department where you want to allocate those four licenses, or you're into the procurement window where you want to have some budgeting for the next year. It will help you cut some licenses from the pool, let's say two, and helps you gives a buffer of the additional two licenses and helps you save the money on those two particular licenses. This is just the example of one application. Understand if you have 100 application, how this will help you. The second one is denials reporting. This mainly helps in correcting the efficiency with which your organization uses your licenses. Total number of denials by server name will give you the idea of which particular server has the highest load of denials. That way you can, if there is an issue with the server, you can fix it. If there is a license issue, the license unavailability issue, that also you can fix by reallocating license from different server to the other server. Next is the denials by number of vendor. So you can understand which particular application or the vendor application you are using the most, that you have a cap on. Means your organization has 100 licenses, but there's a demand for 110 license. So you're not fulfilling it. That is why there is a huge number of denials, and there is users who have been trying to work on it but are not effectively working with those applications or licenses. This will give you an idea of how you can make a control over the software inventory present in your organization. Next is how this visibility helps you. I have already explained you how the usage and the denials will help in the effective optimization of the license usage and the efficient usage of your applications by your employees. Here I'll show you how project-based usage optimization and the cost efficiency comes into the play. When we track the real-time usage, we will also give you a project-based optimization report where you'll understand which project has been allocated how many licenses and if they're using those licenses to the highest accuracy and there is a project that is coming up and you need additional licenses for that project. But in our case, you don't have to procure additional licenses for them. You can have that control over your organization software that you can easily understand who is not using and reallocate those smartly between the organization to save you money in that portion. So our visibility gives you a compliance control and improved portfolio planning that will help you in the cost efficiency and governance of the organization from IT point of view. Now, coming on to the other point, where we have said how optimizing the licenses will help you saving the license cost. Firstly, the inefficiency can be understood by the Guinness report. However, it can be solved by license optimization. License harvesting helps you detect the idle licenses, and by releasing the licenses, it can allows you to do an effective reallocation of the licenses so that the efficiency remains high. The license allocation control is restricts the software access to specific groups to ensure the internal compliance. So you don't have huge number of denials of a particular license server, whereas you can give the access control to a specific department or a specific project who is at priority at that moment. Instead of giving the license control to everyone in the organization, you want that project to work smoothly, effectively. We will give the control only to them, not to the others. That will ensure there is a very less number of denials from the users of this particular project, so that they can work freely. Third is the shadow licensing. So that is our consumption policy based control of concurrent license usage. So let's say there are many licenses that allows multiple application windows to be open, whereas there are few that allows only window to be open. That if you open another application window, it will consume another license. For example, MATLAB falls under the first category, and NX falls under the second category. So MATLAB will allow you to open multiple windows, but it will consume only one license. However, NX will consume multiple licenses for multiple windows. This particular segregation will give you a discrepancy in your license usage. You will see, like, I have 4 licenses. The maximum in a 10 hours, the 4 licenses can be used for 40 hours. How people are using it for 100 hours? Because if the audit report comes in, they'll see, oh, you're using it for 100 hours. So give us pay more because you're utilizing more. But no, you're not. You have the license policy to be set like that. OpenLM allows you for the trust-based licenses to put a capping on it, to have a shadow licensing policy so that the license usage is not more than what you're compliant to. That will help you during the compliance and audit reports from the vendors. So during our whole webinar, we have identified how we are gonna use our analytics, how the visibility helps us having a business informed decision, how the harvesting and the license optimization works, and how the software, or rather I can say the shelfware bottleneck, can be identified and rectified easily by OpenLM as a software license managing or monitoring tool. So the steps are, you simply deploy OpenLM platform, you'll have the real-time usage analytics, you can perform license harvesting in the first scenario, which will help you utilize most of your licenses. But then comes the compliantary reports. Let's say you have seen those transparency, you have seen this visibility through the analytics, you have utilized that optimization techniques, even though there is a year-long auditing happening. So now OpenLML comes in with a compliantary reports that will give you see. Even after those things, you have 100 licenses more, or let's say a number of licenses less from the renewals reporting from the license optimization tables. You need to procure more, or you need to offload more to have a efficiency barrier. That comes in under the business informed decision through the whole analytics and the complementary reports and the year-long historical reports. You can have a business informed decision by the end of the year how you want to optimize that shelfware, the software that has been not being used throughout the tenure of the procurement window. That is how we are guaranteeing a solution to this software bottleneck. Thank you. If you have any question, please go ahead with it. Okay, let's take one question. So, there is one question on how the real-time usage analytics works. Is it truly real-time or is it historical? Because there has been a discrepancy between our ideologies. Like, see, the point is, whenever the components are being activated or deployed in your environment, the usage reports and the real-time reports comes in a buffer of 2 to 3 minutes. So let's say when you're talking about the real-time usage report, I mean at any particular point of time, how much the usage is there, how much your feature has been using. You can perform the license harvesting on a go. You can see the idle time really in the real time data. However, from the historical point of view, let's say I want to see for the last 15 days, what has been the state of the idle times? How many times a license has gone idle? What is the percentage of the actual utilization of the license from the license usage point of view? Those things falls under the historical report. Even this maximum concurrent usage and the available license by date, this data also comes under license usage report. That is a historical report. So you will get the idea historically, let's say for the last 15 days, which license you have used the most and by far how much you have used. If you have, let's say, 100, you have used only 40 times concurrently. At the same time, only 40 has been used. So 40% is your percentage utilization maximum in the tenure of 15 days. This is what I'm saying by the historical. Real time, at that particular moment of time, let's say you have 10 licenses in use out of those 100. So you have real time analytics as well. Today, currently, 10 are being used, so the percentage utilization is 10%. However, it will not give an idea of actually how much is the demand for that. So we have the historical reports on along with our real time reports to give you that understanding. Thank you. So thank you for your time, everyone. If you have any queries, please reach out to sales@openinlet.com. If you have any queries regarding our product, you can reach out to that email. You can also refer to our website at www.openlm.com for any further query on the product. You can reach out to us directly as well. Thank you.